Hello, Algebra 2. Voice is kind of strained today, so we're doing a video just in case the voice doesn't survive the rest of the day and we have to go to this for backup. A recursive sequence is a sequence where each term is determined by one or more of the previous terms. In an iteration is the process of repeatedly composing a function with itself. So an iteration is like how many times, each time you go through the cycle. So here is your recursive sequence, how it works. Okay, we have A1 is 12, the first term is 12, and every term after that is the old term plus 4. So A sub n plus 1, the next term, equals A sub n, the current term, plus 4. So we're finding the first 5 terms. The first term is still 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24, plus 4 is 28. Okay, I'm going to do another one with you, and then you're going to do 2 on your own. Okay, for this one, A1 is 3. And the next one is the old one times negative 2. So we start with 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Times negative 2, positive 12. Times negative 2, negative 24. Times negative 2, positive 48. Alright, so there was an adding one, there was a multiplying one. Okay, let's see if have you push pause and try those two on your own. Okay, let's check in and see how you did. Starting with 92, minus 12 would be 80, and then 68, 56, and 44. Multiplying by a half. We have 1,024 for the first one, 512, 256, 128, and 64. Coming on down to the bottom, we kind of got some interesting ones. This is a combo one. Our first term is 3, and then to get our next term, we times by 2 and minus 1. So times 2 is 6. Minus 1 would make the next one 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Minus 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Minus 1 is 17. 17 times 2 is 34. Minus 1 is 33. So that was an interesting one where we are kind of combo going. We got multiplying and adding or subtracting. And this is another one that's interesting where it's based off of the 2 previous. So A sub n plus 1 is equal to the current one plus the one before that. So we have 2 and 3. The new one is equal to the current one, 3, plus the one before it, 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And then now we add 5 plus 3, 8. And then we do 8 plus 5, 13. And we just keep going on and on like that, adding the current one plus the one before it to get the new one. Backside. Rewrite the recursive sequence in its explicit form. Could be arithmetic, could be geometric. Okay. I'm actually going to go in reverse order because I think the bottom 2 are probably tougher. And we'll have you do the top 2. So we have, we'll just go total reverse. 5,000. And then the next one equals the current one minus a half. So these two kind of go together with being a half. So this one's kind of a silly one with minus a half. But we have 5,000. And you don't have to. The directions don't say to write any of these down. but I just think having some of them written down could be helpful. And then we're going to minus a half, so we'll have 4,999.5. And then we'll have 4,999. And then we'll have 4,998.5, ... Okay, that can just be helpful to see what's going on. So for arithmetic, repeated adding and subtracting, a sub n equals a1 plus d times n minus 1. Our a1 was 5,000. Plus our difference was negative a half times n minus 1. And we can stop there. We can stop there. Or we can simplify this. We can take that negative half in. So we would have negative a half plus 5,000 and a half. Either one. Either one. And again, this was just a silly one because this one was a half, so I wanted these two to be both be a half. Okay, up here we have multiplication. So our first one was 5,000, and then times a half. So 2,500. 2,500 times a half, 1,250. Times a half is 625. Okay, we got the picture there. So this is a multiplying one. So we have g sub n equals g1 times r to the n minus 1. So that's 5,000 times 1/2 to the n minus 1. Alright? So again, you don't have to list out those first several terms. I think it's helpful. Okay? You might be able to look at it and say, that's my G1, that's my R. But, alright, let's have you go up here and push pause and try the top two. Okay, you look at the top two. I'll leave this here so you can look at that. But you're doing the top two. Go ahead and push pause. Alright, let's check it out. There is the top two. We got a multiplying one. Negative 2, negative 6, negative 18. So our first one was negative 2. Our R number is 3 to the n minus 1. And for our arithmetic one, we keep adding 7. So we could have this formula or that one. Either one. Alright, pretty short lesson today. Okay, hopefully you've been taking advantage of the extra time in class with the short lessons to get your work done in class. And hopefully then this is a pretty nice lesson for us, a pretty nice standard. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.